Greetings, everybody. I am Raetac of the channel of RaetacRages. I run a YouTube channel at RaetacRages, mainly Let's Plays of various different games, mainly real-time strategies I have a great keen interest in. So if you're interested in that, come and check it out. It's at youtube.com/RaetacRages.
Good morning, YouTube. I'm your host, Amarist, and we're once again in an MMO Anthropology interview. And I'm here with my friend Raetac, who is another YouTuber. And so say hello to everyone, Raetac.
Good morning, evening, or afternoon, Internet.
Welcome to the show. And so we are here in Minecraft, as everyone can see, in front of the home of Raetac, pointed fact, on the MMO Anthropology Minecraft server. And so my first question to everyone that I bring into these is, why did you choose Minecraft?
Minecraft for the interview, or
Yes. We'll start with
well,
that.
currently, Minecraft is about the only thing I'm actually playing MMO wise currently. I've been quite busy on my YouTube channel of late, and that is generally consisting of single player games. Although I must confess, we actually started up a Terraria game with my kids, and we've been playing that, and it's been posted on my channel.
So I'm wondering, what do you generally play MMO games for? Like, what draws you to them?
Mainly people. Um, Generally, there's the gameplay to start off with, but it's interacting with people, whether it's my own kids or meeting new people. Um, I do actually get a little bit of that lately with the YouTube channel as well. Almost a another kind of MMO, whereas I'm playing the game, showing the game, and people are basically watching the game basically with me about I don't know 10, 12, 24 hours later. But there is that sort of interaction as well.
Well, and one of the things that I see that might be different with YouTube to MMO gaming is that when it comes to YouTube, you primarily do Let's Plays and etc. That's right.
That's correct.
And in a sort of way, a Let's Play is a performance where you go and then you play the game, but then you post it to YouTube so you get feedback from an audience, which then you can incorporate into future plays that you go through.
Yeah, it's definitely a very organic creature. If you take the feedback of what you get back given to you, whether it's view count, subscribers, or what have you, and then it evolves into something different. It's from when I actually started the channel to what it is now is two completely different things.
So I heard you mention that you don't play as many MMOs lately. As is that from before, or do you just generally not play that many MMOs in the first place?
Well, I was actually quite heavily into WoW about, what was it, 3 or 4 years ago, just before Wrath of the Lich King came out. And I actually got quite heavily addicted into WoW to the point where I was neglecting my family.
Ooh.
Yeah, the raiding scene I got into, I was starting to get really stressed with gaming, so I had to really take a step back from that and pretty much quit MMOs altogether. And I think Minecraft would have been about the first kind of MMO that I did really rejoin
Hmm?
the whole MMO culture. But there was quite a time there I was actually yeah, just mainly playing single player games, and basically with the ability to pause. That is really the biggest thing when you actually do have a family or like any other commitments in the home that you can't ignore.
Hmm. Yeah, that is a fundamental difference between like a single player game that you can walk away from or go back to. It's kind of like a book. But when you have an MMO game and you have like a guild or community that you end up being part of, they
Mm,
draw you back again and they require particular like a schedule from you or commitments, I should say.
yeah.
So
Minecraft is good in the fact that you can just pop in whenever you like, and basically, I could almost relate that back to YouTube as well. You create something,
mhm.
people come and see it, say, "Hey, that's cool," and you keep creating, or they can help you create it. I suppose even like YouTube as well. You get people coming in and playing games with you, so you help create something so other people can see it.
So, one of the things that I wanted to bring up was before when we started talking about your use of multiplayer gaming and MMO gaming, you had mentioned that you wanted to get into it or at least get your kids into it so that you had something in common with them that when eventually they left home, you'd be able to stay in contact with them. And how
Yes.
has it worked out you introducing them to gaming and especially multiplayer gaming?
Well, introducing them to multiplayer gaming is basically a way that we can play together and I suppose connect on that sort of level. And hopefully, it's a sort of a connection that we, as like from a parent uh, child relationship, can continue outside of the home
Mhm.
when eventually they do choose to leave home. Can extend that out so the barrier of distance is no longer um, a hindrance to contact.
Mhm.
Sure, you can go pick up a phone and talk to your parents, but it's very rare that you can actually do something with them at a drop of a hat, and that's what I wanted to achieve.
Now, especially like I like how the internet kind of changes that because in
Mm,
the past activities were essentially you had to get together with someone, sat down, like say a board game like Monopoly, but
yep.
now if you had time, say a standing, a dinner sort of thing on Wednesdays, everyone could just get together on Skype, load up virtual Monopoly, whatever that happened to be, and then go with it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, what sort of games have you chosen to use to try to get into now that you think might be the sort of thing you would do and use in the future to stay in contact?
Well, of late, there has been Minecraft.
Mm.
We do tend to pot around on that every now and then, and of late it's been Terraria since that came back up with the new update. Decided to drag the kids back into that. We haven't actually had a really good what would you say cementing session in that. Well, I tell a lie, the stuff that's going up on my channel right now is a recording from a 4 hour session we did on one Saturday evening,
um,
and yeah, that had its highs and lows, like the low point of the night where everything was starting to drift off a little bit, and then we got excited again to go do something else, and but yeah,
well, that
it
kind of
yeah.
this kind of reminds me of another question I have is that in this sort of way, you are also combining your experience on YouTube, taking your videos and posting them, as a performance to a YouTube audience, alongside your multiplayer gaming with your kids because you're using the videos that you make from doing that to produce content for YouTube. So how has that changed your experience with your audience at all or how you develop the videos or what is that like?
To be quite honest, the when I'm developing videos for YouTube, my key audience is me. If
Mm.
I'm not happy with it, that's pretty much it's not going to go anywhere. I suppose any creator is very overcritical about their work. I mean, sure, somebody else can come along and view the work and think it's the best thing in the world,
Mm.
yet the creator can still find fault in it.
Mm. Mm.
Um, but sorry, what was the question again? I was sort of rambled off on a tangent.
Oh, it was about how you have the MMO gaming with your kids as a sort of
Mm.
thing to help tie your family together. But at the same time, you have your experience on YouTube where you upload Let's Plays, and you found a way to combine the two. And I was wondering how that changed your experience on YouTube with the audience of people who watch your videos. They do you find they take well to it, or do they ignore it, or
I think the if regardless, any interaction like human interaction on YouTube is uh, definitely take. Pardon me.
absolutely?
Um, Sorry, that telephone just totally blown my track of thought there. Yeah, any human interaction that is seen on YouTube is basically more interesting than one person basically trying to talk to YouTube
Hmm.
later on. It just seems to generate a little bit more interest, and also you've got someone to talk back to. Even with another single player game, Timber and Stone, I'm dual playing with a good friend of mine, Ben. Just the fact that we can we're still playing a single player game, but we're talking to each other on how what things are going happening with their game, and people seem to be more interested in that sort of conversation where so the two of us are discussing the game as we're playing it.
Hmm. So part of your performance, like having a multi-person commentary, you think generates a conversation that other people connect to better because they themselves are watching because they seek to be in part of a conversation with you.
Mm. Yeah, they're actually interested in the conversation.
And thus gives birth to YouTube comments,
Exactly.
which as often as they can be horrible, can actually be quite lively and interesting.
To be quite honest, I don't actually get that many horrible YouTube comments. Um, in general, the subscribers that I do tend to attract are generally fairly positive.
That's good. So I'm wondering, in a multiplayer or MMO game, what is your favorite experience that you've had in the past? Like the most memorable, or one of the most?
Um, in the past, well, the ones I can remember anyway. Actually, being here on this server
Hmm?
during the live stream builds, where well, this house is particularly for one, actually coming to there's this island out in the middle of nowhere,
Oh, yeah.
and coming actually building a house with and a village with a group of people.
Yeah, this for the people watching, this particular location is one of the many colonies that the fans of the MMO Anthropology show have built on our server, and this one's called Crateria because it's in the middle of a crater. And Raetac, when we first colonized this region, this was blank. This was just totally empty with these mountains all around. So, like, we have a few minutes left in the interview. Do you want to show everyone watching the interview what you built and talk about it a little bit as kind of
Hmm.
a finale?
Of course. Now let's see. Looking back at the house, this has been quite a while since I've been back here, to be quite honest. Um, but yeah, building into the side of the house, I do have a tendency to build like towers and that sort of structure to houses, and building the house with pretty much with the little raw materials that we did have at that particular live stream. Um, Basically, using the sort of shapes and uh, to build, and also different wood textures. So let's have a look through the main entrance.
Oops.
Oh, TJ left me a stair block.
That's very kind of him.
Okay, and let me see. And pretty much the ladder going up
And the sheep.
to the and the sheep in the balcony, possibly a TJ introduction as well.
True. It didn't give a
And
sign though.
yeah,
All right.
true.
Oops.
Ah, up the ladder. Come on, there we go.
We are heading
I
into the
suppose
Bastille.
the Bastille, the signature light post.
Oh yeah, with the lava in it.
Now, I've actually made other particular. Whoops. Up the. There we go. I've made this particular sort of light post on other servers. All this sort of generalization design,
Hmm.
but yeah, it definitely works as a very very nice lighting area and also a beacon.
And it does, like,
Bef-
when you're inside the town proper, you notice this building immediately because of the stone posts and the glass panes and the lava flowing in between, like this
Hmm.
sort of. It's very recognizable, is what I should say.
Yeah, there was another server that I was playing on. I used the same sort of design for virtually a light post where I actually use snow blocks,
Hmm.
and they don't burn. And things burning was definitely something that we had to use definitely when you're using lava. I think I'm at my most creative when I'm given a set of limitations
Hmm.
about what I can do.
Hmm.
It generally tends to spawn more creative solutions.
Well, I can see Minecraft doing that often because there's a
Mm,
distinct set of limitations going on in Minecraft, especially because it has to be blocky, and you only have like this erector set of Lego blocks to work with, so to speak.
mm.
All right, well, that's all the time that we've got left in the interview. So I want to
Thank you.
thank you so much for coming along and offering your time to us, Raetac.
You're most welcome.
And everyone watching, thank you for coming along. We'll see you next time. Good night and good dreams.
Until next time.
Do you play online games? Do you have Skype? Then we'd love to interview you on Massive Online Anthropology. Join the fascinating thousands who've spoken about their online gaming experience and be the envy of all your friends. Or at least get the MMO Anthropology Geek Merit Badge. Sorry, no t-shirt. See you then!